Hey everybody, my name is Kev and I'm a lead designer on Smalland. We want to make sure that we give you guys updates, so this was going to be the fastest way to do it. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about some of the things that people have been mentioning on Discord. First of all, thanks very much for all the support. It's been really, really good. Just before Christmas, we were working very, very hard and seeing all the feedback and all the people just talking about Smalland in general. It makes it all worthwhile. So I do really, really appreciate it. So thanks for the time and take time to comment and get involved. So that's great. So one of the things that people were talking about was the story of Smalland. So what I'm going to go over is the quest system and the kind of fiction of Smalland. So we kind of cover it in kind of 2 points. One is from a player's perspective, and the other one is from a game design point of view. So in Smalland, you emerge from the ground, and it's your job to make the world like a safe place for your people. So it's very much survival, and a lot of that's going to do with how you choose to evolve. It's how you choose to kind of go out there, and even though there's quests, it's a very sandbox game. And if you want to get involved with lots of different things and different factions, which are related to different creatures, so ants and spiders and bees, you can do that. Or if you want to, you can just free roam and do your own thing, as long as you survive. Some things will make your life easier. Sometimes the quest kind of force you into danger. So from a storytelling perspective, as you kind of go out and kind of trailblaze, there is a group of people that have been out before you, and they're called the Pathfinders, and they've gone out and they've studied each creature. So there's one associated with ants, and one with bees, and one with spiders, and loads of other creatures. Now, they've been studying them. They will then explain how these creatures work and their traits and the advantages and how they've survived. And each of these Pathfinders basically is assigned to each of the creatures, and some of them have kind of gone in too deep. Now, everyone has got the protagonist race best interests at heart, and they've got the same goal as kind of making sure that they survive and evolve and get out of the ground and re-inherit the world. But let's say, without going into too much specific detail, the Pathfinder who's looking after the ants thinks they're really efficient and they're really, really good, and it's a great way of working. And the bees, they see it as the queen bee is the greatest of all time, and that's the way that they should go. Whereas the spider sees it more dominant, and that is the best way for the race to survive, is being more like a spider. Now it's up to you. You can do loads of quests with all these creatures, none of these creatures, some of these creatures. It's entirely up to you. There'll be rewards for each, so you can become very kind of spider-like in your kind of look and your kind of abilities, or you can do a mixture of all of everything, and that's entirely up to you. So we have that, and that allows us to kind of build the story up. And because these creatures don't talk, the NPCs, they kind of do the talking for them, and because they're kind of very much aligned with them and their kind of character traits, it's a really good way of expressing how these creatures think and feel. So all the players should kind of get the differences and the behaviors. So more so, like, just beyond the kind of tutorial, we kind of help you get the training kind of part of the game. You'll actually get more lore, and you'll see how not only these creatures behave and which what you expect, because how an ant works and how a bee works compared to a wasp, but also how the protagonist race see them. And then we'll start to build more and more and more of the kind of character's lore, and why the people are underground, and what it means to be out from the ground now, and their survival. So we kind of build slowly. So gameplay wise, we start to build things up with quests and help kind of guide all the players through the game. But also from a design kind of point of view, it's really good to give these creatures a voice and help kind of project kind of things we want. So everything feels different, and there's new things and things to explore. because you know it is a survival game and exploration is absolutely key. So we'll have fiction, we'll have a lore that you can piece together and discover, but make sure that it doesn't take over the kind of survival and exploration part. I hope I've explained that all right. More details should come soon. If you need to know anything else or want to hear about anything else, just stick a message on Discord. And again, thanks to everyone for the support. Love it. So stay safe, and I'll speak soon. Cheers. Oh, hello. My name is Kev. I am the lead designer on Smalland, and today we want to talk to you about armor sets. Armor sets come in a wide variety of styles, allowing you to customize and personalize your character in Smalland. Also, these variants allow you to survive the various different conditions within Smalland. Particularly, they increase your standing against other creatures. When you start, a lot of creatures want to eat you. As you change your armor, some creatures now don't care about you, some may even be scared of you. This means the creatures you've allied with may not want to hang around with you anymore. By taking on the traits of a creature, it increases your chances of survival, whether it's the weather, the season, or other creatures trying to kill you within Smalland. Some armors will be easy to obtain, other armors are much more difficult. These may have special properties, like immunity to certain venoms, meaning you can take on other creatures much easier using this armor. One of these armors is the Ghost Ant armor. Now the Ghost Ants only appear under certain conditions within Smalland. If you work out these conditions, you can find the Ghost Ants and you can work with them and do quests for them, eventually you can craft the Ghost Ant armor. Ideally, you'll have as many armors as possible to deal with the multiple different situations in Smalland. Or you can just personalise and look your best. It's entirely up to you. Thanks for all the support and thanks for all the feedback on the last video. Massively appreciated. We'll be bringing you more info very soon. In the meantime, stay safe. Please wishlist the game. See you all soon. Hey everyone, we have another Smalland update for you. We put a poll on Twitter and you voted to hear more about the world of Smalland. So, what this means is, Smalland is a survival game with mechanics that you'd expect, but we want to go into some of the things that make it more unique. Now this isn't just the perspective, but it's how we've designed the world from the very ground up. We want to show off one of the most important aspects, the perspective in Smalland. In order to do that, we're going to go behind the scenes and look at some of the early level designs. Some of the things we're working on right now, it's kind of secret, and we don't want to show that until it's ready. But these areas are going to help to explain how we're building Smalland. In Smalland, some of the areas are wild and overgrown, while in other areas it's been abandoned and it feels empty. Here we can see an abandoned playground. These are places you can relate to as a regular sized human, but it's much more fun to explore when you're Smalland sized. Height is really important to us in creating Smalland. Exploration is a key focus. So you're not only discovering resources and creatures, but also exploring strange, fun and sometimes dangerous areas. The danger should be apparent to look at. You should know when you're crossing into an area unprepared. Because exploration is so important, it's paramount that these dangers are visually clear. And these dangerous locations are worth exploring to find little areas hidden away that can sometimes hold secrets or rewards. Some of the areas are designed around a specific creature, but then again, things will change per season. Where creatures spawn and where resources grow, and even the layout of some of these can change per season. The areas that have been left to grow, untouched by a human hand for a very long time, are now more wildly overgrown and rich in resources. Some of the others are more desolate and bare, and very dangerous to cross. And these are two very stark contrasts. But why are they like this? Now, this is part of the overarching plot of Smalland.
Not necessarily something that ties into quests and the lore, but instead something that will be hopefully covered by the players. But that's a story for another day. Hopefully this has given you some insight into what we're doing. We'll keep giving you updates and let you know what we're working on. In the meantime, don't forget to wishlist us on Steam and get involved in the Discord. Thanks for all the fan content that's been coming in. That's been great. So, until next time, take care and stay safe. See ya. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Smalland Dev Diary. My name is Kev and I'm the lead designer of Smalland. But today I'm going to hand you over to another member of the team. We get a lot of questions about the audio in Smalland. So, who better to answer these than our resident expert, Smalland sound designer and composer, Pav.
Hi guys, my name is Pav, and I'm a composer and sound designer on Smalland. This project is really exciting for me, especially because I can revisit and reimagine some of the sounds of the tiny animals and insects from a new perspective. And this is all because of the size of the main character, who's tiny. In the character's eyes, those creatures are like monsters or mystical creatures. So the role of sound is to support this new dynamic. In reality, many of them are inaudible to a human ear. Therefore, although we do take a cue from the real world, we've also introduced certain sound characteristics in order to give life to each creature, and to reflect not only on their size but also on behaviors and give them personality. Some creatures have a peaceful, laid-back demeanor, are happy and inquisitive, and could end up being your best friend. Some are dedicated hard workers who can be friendly if you have something to offer them. Others could be angry and conquering, or deadly scavengers that are to be feared and avoided. There are some animals which will feel emotionless, aggressive, and very dangerous. Generally, you don't want to mess with these. Unless there are ways to tame them. Music is a big part of Smalland as well, but I guess this is a story for another time. Although this is not all the game has to offer, I hope the video has given you some insight into the world of Smalland. We'll be bringing you more info soon, but in the meantime, please wishlist the game, stay safe, and see you all soon.
Hello everyone, we're pleased to bring you a dev update for Smalland. It's been a while, but we've been real busy with our closed beta test, as well as working hard on the game, and some stuff I can't tell you about just yet. So, apologies, but without further ado, my name is Kev, I'm the lead designer of Smalland, and today we wanted to give you an insight into the character design of Smalland. So to start, Smalland is big and scary with lots to discover from your tiny perspective. It's initially purposely overwhelming, as exploration is important in this giant world. Now if we go way back, we thought the initial look of the characters wasn't diverse enough, and we want players to craft and learn elements that really impact gameplay, as well as physically look like they have evolved to survive. This is important to Smalland. Another very key part of this is the multiplayer aspect. We want players to not only look different and unique to one another through their actions, but also you can see some of the abilities or playstyle just by looking at them. So to begin with, we keep the initial elf look and redesign the characters to be more nimble, able to jump higher and fall further. Then we start designing unisex armour, whose components can be mixed and matched with other armour types. These are also based on creatures to physically reflect their traits and abilities and become recognisable in the game. Because armour is earned over time, we want players to access some immediate customizations, taking ownership of their character. So hair, skin, eyes, antennae, ears, these all evolve over time, adding more colour and more options as they progress. The pathfinders of the game will also reflect this, and it helps allude to some of the history and lore of Smalland. So there are the reasons for the change. Let us know what you think in our Discord channel, and don't forget to wishlist the game. Thanks for your time, stay safe, see you all soon. Hey everybody, and welcome to another Smalland Dev Diary. My name is Kev, I'm the lead designer of Smalland, and before we kind of kick off, I just want to say thanks to everyone for the overwhelmingly positive feedback that we got regarding our last trailer. All gameplay trailer, all real footage. That was me flying around the Hornet, fighting the giant spider. It was just really, really good. When you put anything out on the internet at all, you know, you always get some kind of feedback, but it was really overwhelmingly positive. Thanks to everyone on Discord. It's been great, really, really good. So still got a bit to go, but the support has been amazing. So thank you from the entire dev team. Okay, let's carry on with Dev Diary.
We're going to look at one of Smalland's NPCs and go behind the scenes a little. So this is Nock, or the engineer. Her role is to take all these strange new materials and work out new ways to use them and improve the quality of life for the small folk. So let's go back a little. We needed a way to help explain that the small folk are not cave people. They have been perfecting the art of construction and science using limited tools whilst underground, desperately holding on to the knowledge of the past in hopes of returning to the surface. We wanted someone to be excited by new items, constantly full of wonder and eager to try out new things and ideas. Always grateful, dedicated and hard-working. Very wholesome, and it's away from the kill-or-be-killed nature of the creatures and the combat. But it's important that she's not a magical super genius. Everything is new to her, as well as you, the player. She refers to the history and the advice of others, reinforcing that the race as a whole is clever. She's led by science and appreciates nature because of its wondrous abilities, the circle of life, and how we, as the small folk, can also grow. From a pure gameplay aspect, this means she can provide quests that help explain the uses of certain resources and how tiers of resources work. She has lots of little details that not everyone may pick up, but it's helped us, the dev team, define her. Her skin isn't pasty and has some colour to it, which means she's been on the surface a little and evolved slightly. She has no affiliation to any insect and wears comfy practical clothes. The NPCs have outfits that would be problematic with player customizations, so she's allowed to have this kind of big wild hair. Like all NPCs, she'll have her own backstory and opinions, a personality that helps fill out the world of Smalland and tie certain elements together. So, if you're poisoned by a wasp's toxic sting, or you need to spice up your building materials, she'll either know how to do it, or will find out a way for you.
So hopefully that should make it a little clearer. Again, jump onto our Discord and ask us some more questions. Have a look out for our FAQ Fridays, Twitter, and of course, wishlist the game. Thank you for the support. Thanks for all the feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, chat to you soon. Take care.
Hey everyone, my name is Sasha Sanfok and I'm a concept artist for Smalland project. Today I'm replacing Kev. My duty in the team is to create visual design for chapters, NPCs, different buildings, etc. and to represent the style of the world of Smalland so the players can immerse into the right atmosphere we try to create with the team. So I'm going to show you one of the most important characters in Smalland, and one of my favorite as well. I had a lot of fun creating him. Meet the Elder. His look reflects two things: his age and how being underground for so long has affected his people. The older they small folk get, the more fidelity they have, more extra details. It's the same as the player customization. You get more and more shapes and forms of personality as you progress through the game. Returning to the Elder, his main colors are grey and white, as he has grown old underground and without any possibility to see the sun and get nutrients. That's the thing that happens to small folk. When they can't get the sunlight, they are not living up to their full potential. While making the design of the Elder, I wanted him to be in a mantle to show his respected status in the world of small folk. It gives him a wise mood as well. Then I've got an idea about white moss wings, which perfectly fits the art style because we use lots of insect details. Moss also is only active at night, so it has less colors than other insects. The idea of the Elder as a character is to help player get to know the reasons why the small folk went underground for so long, and why it's now the time to rehome their people. He is a wise and kind character. He feels a heavy burden and entrusts you to help him regain the former glory of his people. So here it is. I don't want to reveal all secrets of this character to you, so you can discover him by yourself. Thank you for all the support. Join our Discord channel and wishlist on Steam. Bye bye.
Welcome. Enter freely and of your own will, which is a terrible hint to today's update for Smalland. It is Halloween season. I'm going to get into the spooky spirit and talk about one of our biomes, Nightmare, and one of our more interesting spooky characters, the Witch. Nightmare is an overgrown swampland. It's a dumping ground now left to ruin. It's overrun by spiders who hide and wait for unsuspecting travellers. The spiders are not a wandering creature and instead stick to their nests, which are usually signified by webbing. They will attack anything that crosses their path, including their own brethren. The venomous spiders of Nightmare do not back down. They show no fear and no mercy, and while they dominate the biome, they are not alone. They fight bigger creatures more deadly than themselves. If they see another spider, they see it as a threat and they will fiercely do anything to protect their homes. Another one of Smalland's spooky inhabitants is the Witch. She's a very traditional fairy witch, taking bits of lore from all around the world and different cultures. She's wise and she's old. We don't know how old, but it is very old. And she starts off nice and trusting and then reveals her more sinister nature. She is the only NPC in the game to not care about the small folk. She has always been alone, not against anyone, but just alone, looking out for herself, which is unique to the small folk culture. She will be generous and then toy with you, messing with your emotions. She's either mad or she's bored or a little bit of both. She will provide tonics and elixirs using old ancient remedies which you can unlearn, and these will be key to your survival in the more difficult areas of the game. She also helped create the Wiccan armor. Now, at this stage when you get this armor, you will begin to bond with her, but this is a bizarre and possibly very toxic relationship. Well, that's all for now. Stay safe, have a very happy Halloween. Catch you all later.